hit the wrong button. I didn't unpause it, I stopped it. That means now I'm going to have to, instead of uploading to YouTube from my phone, I got to upload 2 videos up to Google Drive and stitch them together in the video editor and then upload it from the computer, which is annoying. Vienna sausage fingers and smartphone screens do not mix. As you can see, I've got no signal. I had, you know, it was, please do not turn off your computer, and the spinning wheel, which is, you know, the Windows 10 spinning wheel, right? It's like 6 dots swoop up, and then 6 dots swoop around, and then 6 dots swoop around again and disappear. 6 dots swoop, 6 dots swoop, 6 dots swoop. Six, 6, 6. Uncle Billy happens to belong to more than one. Oh! The monitor was going to auto power off. It was giving me like counting down from 60 seconds before it auto powers off. So I restarted it, and now we're back to, speaking of which, 6 dot swoop, 6 dot swoop, 6 dot swoop, appear, swoop, swoop, disappear, swoop, 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 6 dot swoop, 6 dot swoop, 6 dot swoop, 666. These wizarding folk, I look at it kind of like Harry Potter universe. I really do. I think there's a reason that woman who wrote those books was richer than the queen. They're the wizarding folk, and they have an affinity for that number. Not just the, small hats. They have an affinity for that number. Satanists, occultists. That's not no fucking coinky dink. Telling you. I'm being serious, actually. 666. It's everywhere. Anyway, I'm still waiting. This is going to be another 6 fucking hours. I got to tell you, man, Uncle Billy really goes the extra 9 qubits. Not the quantum processing qubit. You know the qubit that's used to describe the dimensions of Noah's Ark. That qubit, C-U-B-I-T. Maybe that's probably not a coincidence either. I might as well just let my freak flag fly. Say that 10 times. This is weird, man. This could go on all night. I could go on all night about this shit. you know, I was banned from Facebook for doing nothing wrong with no recourse, no reasons given. No recourse. I had a successful group of, 3,700 members. It was lively. It was a good community. We were guilty of supporting Trump, and we had a rather prurient interest in certain conspiratorial subjects, including one known by a certain letter of the alphabet. And ever since then, this country is full of PC cafes, they're called PC rooms. There's a place where kids go play games and eat ramen noodles. Some have to wear fucking diapers. So they've actually had kids die. 36 hours gaming straight, no bathroom breaks. Kid just fucking heart gives out. It got worse after the medical event. Anyway, I used to go to these PC bongs randomly, random IP addresses, totally random. Start Facebook accounts, and it would, AI had me pegged every single fucking time, within minutes. So I gave up. That was back in 2017, 2018, when I got hellzucked. And just like, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago, I had a reason to go start an Instagram account. Just unbelievable, the flaming fucking hoops I had to jump through again and again and again. They did not like Instagram. Did not like me. Didn't want to have me. Anyways, I don't even know if I can finish this this video, because just reinstalled the fresh install. What are you gonna do? Well, one thing I got the VGA cable hooked up, so I can troubleshoot the VGA cable. So, yeah, change the input to PC, and no signal. Looks like it's my VGA cable. I got a bad VGA cable. That's good news, because it means that, it means that probably the VGA input is okay. On the Samsung monitor, that is. But in terms of maybe there's no point in this, though. Yeah, well, I guess there's no point in this now, because even if I sort this out with this machine, there are only 2 inputs on this thing, on this Samsung monitor behind here. One is VGA and the other is DVI, but it's an old, it's like a VGA. It's got like pins and shit that go into it, but it's a weird one. I've never had a monitor that has that configuration. It's like got pins on one side and then like a horizontal slot on the other. And I only have this one defective VGA cable, so even if I get this sorted out, I'm not going to be able to connect. So sorry for wasting your time. But that's my unboxing. I will get this sorted out, and I will go back and get that VGA cable, one of the VGA cables that I returned, and I will do an update. At least I got some nice juicy conspiracy rants in there. And let me know what you think. I can go to the store and get like a special chemical for removing adhesive residue. But I don't know, is it safe for monitor glass? Glass is non-reactive, right? Glass doesn't react to anything. So I should be good with that. But why go spend money if I could accomplish the same thing with WD-40? See, here we go again. Well, I'll turn it off and turn it back on. And no, nothing. Did the HDMI port decide to go sulk in the corner again? The fan is still spinning in this machine. It's still working. It's still on. I'm going to unplug the HDMI, plug it back in again. My goodness. And yeah. Well, at least I don't have any money in this to speak of. I don't think I'm gonna stitch these together. I'm just gonna upload these separately, straight from the phone call in part 1 and part 2. Man, just what a bunch of bullshit, though. Really. I mean, it's a wonder things work at all, on the one hand, but on the other, you see, I don't talk about this shit to anybody, but years ago, when I was more passionate and reckless and actually had delusions that anything that I say or do could make a difference in this world, I was involved in activities that, I was on the radar, my friends. I was, and this is not paranoia, this is not grandiosity, anything like that. Okay? I'm a pretty grounded, pretty based dude. And I was involved in some big stuff. Okay? Like big stuff. Like it's not bragging, it's not, again, I prefer not to talk about it. But I had a name that I went under, And they know that name. Oh yes, my name circulated through the Kremlin and the halls of Mossad and MI6. Just because guilt by association, mainly. I wrote some articles on the internet that they didn't want written about the work of a guy that had to flee the United States after they tried to imprison him under false pretenses and under an incorrect name so that he would disappear into the system, never to be seen or heard from again. And things happened. Things happened. I have witnesses. All right. I'm going to try this one more time. Off. Maybe someday I'll tell those stories. But who would believe them? Telling you they can. There are very exotic measures that are being taken against people. Nobodies like yours truly, which I am. You see, nobody's a nobody. Not to a certain type of wizarding folk and their mentality. Nobody's a nobody. It's not part of their mentality. It's not part of their worldview. And there are things that, so there are measures in place. There are things that are routinely, there are protocols and things that are that routinely happen to people that you would think are nobodies, but they're not. Just things that the average person might consider exotic, until you look at the white papers and the abstracts and the patents and all that shit. It's all in place, and it's been in place for decades. So, I mean, you know, I've been through some shit with computers as well. And since I played my part on that stage and I took my bow and left the stage, there's still little things that have happened. And just recently, I resolved one of them that had been plaguing my MSI for a long time. I had thought that my Steel Series keyboard was I never spilled anything on it, but wasn't working properly for a long time, and it was past warranty. And when I was in the process of figuring out why this gaming keyboard, USB keyboard, suddenly stopped working, there was a perfectly mundane reason for that, but it's just an odd thing that a lot of people with Windows 10 are experiencing with their USB keyboards. That was nothing unusual, but in the process of getting to the bottom of that, I found a little something in my system. that was, shall we say, interfering with the operation of my SteelSeries laptop keyboard that didn't belong there. And after I removed it, then the keyboard just works perfect. Just like new. And it was in a really out of the way place. Like I was getting into the guts of the operating system. That's where I found it. Not too deep into the guts, but just a place where I normally wouldn't look. And if I hadn't been working on keyboard shit, I might have glanced at it a number of times. It just never registered as anything until I was actually looking and squinting. What is that? Looking shit up. What is that? Is that supposed to be there? Oh. Well, this particular thing does not appear on any forum that I can find, Reddit or otherwise. Remove. Suddenly I have a just like new keyboard. All right. So anyways, there's no point in, this is just so ridiculous, man. I guess what I'm going to do is, and I think that I think this is a perfectly reasonable thing to do at this point, because this is some bullshit. Okay. There's no Windows update that should take this long ever. I think this power button is sketchy. Oh! I held down the power button for, what was that, 12, 15 seconds? Well, getting Windows ready, don't turn off your computer. Well, it's been like 45 minutes. There's not even like a percentage update. 25%. 5 minutes later, 31%. 10 minutes later, 37%. I don't even have that. So, how about, why don't you eat a bag of dicks while I attempt to force this machine to shut off. Not you eat a bag of dicks, Uncle Billy. He's a perverted fuck. And yeah, so I'm going to have to do something about this. Hopefully it's just a button. Hopefully it's just like the contact under the button. I have to wiggle it and jiggle it a little bit to get it to turn on. Is there any way I can do this from the keyboard? Can I possibly be interesting and entertaining enough with my ramblings to justify how long I'm allowing this to go on? It's not shutting off. Every PC I ever had, you mash the button. That's what we say in the South. You say that in North Carolina, Josh? Mash the button. Mash the button. My grandparents, from South Carolina. Well, just mash the button. You gotta mash this button. Okay, I mashed the button. Finally, the fan stopped spinning. It's off. And now I'm going to mash the button again. And let's see what happens. I'm going to have to mash the button and kind of like massage it. Well, there it goes. Let's see what happens. Samsung. Oh, Uncle Billy. He doesn't like you doing this. All right, so 666 dots are spinning. It really is like Harry Potter, man. You know, like I don't know if you ever read it, Harry Potter. I had to read all the books because I had to, you know, use them in my English teaching. The movies are actually pretty good, but you know, there's like the four houses of what is it called, Hogwarts, and the evil one is called Slytherin, and then the one with the good guys is called Gryffindor. So Harry Potter's in Gryffindor, and Hermione and Ron, all the Weasleys, they're all in Gryffindor, and Snape is the wild card. Nobody knows for a long time. And then anyway, so like Trump and Elon Musk, they're like Gryffindors. They're not entirely evil. But Bill Gates, he's Slytherin. Uncle Billy's a Slytherin. And now I've just got a total blank screen. When I reinstalled Windows, I had to like start a Microsoft account. Couldn't get past it. I had to start a Microsoft account. I had to make an email address at outlook.com. I gave my real date of birth. You know, couldn't get around it. I don't remember that. When I bought my MSI, I didn't have to go through that bullshit. It's a Windows 10 machine. Bought it 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years ago. Didn't have to go through that. I know I'm being. I'm paranoid. I freely admit that, and I'm fully cognizant that sometimes it's just meaningless paranoia. Like it's not what I think it might be, but there's a basis for it. It's not the kind of thing I need medication for. You dig? It's based on experience. And HDMI. Okay, it's reading again. And okay, I'm just gonna wiggle the. I'm just gonna wiggle the port. No signal now. Oh. Wiggle, wiggle. Reading. And blank screen. And since I returned the VGA cables and I'm left with a defective VGA cable, I don't know if this machine has been bricked. I have no way of knowing. I have no way of knowing. Isn't this fun? It's fun to be a paranoid dissident with a checkered past, navigating these conundrums. What do you think? Here. Just unplug it and plug it back in. Oh, man. I know. Wait, no. Yeah. That's right. Hey. Wait a minute. What am I thinking? The VG8 out on this works. And see what a retard I am? I have to really think about this. The VGA out works on this machine, and the HDMI in works on the monitor. Those two things work. HDMI out sketchy, VGA out solid, HDMI input solid. So now, wait a minute. Hang on. You know, I could, just for shits and giggles. This is USB output. Who knows, man? Who knows? Let's see here. Okay, I got two USB 3.0 outputs. Okay. Now I am, let's see. Yeah. So the HDMI input I'm now plugging into this thing here. And who knows? Probably nothing, because I'm 99.9% I got to download and install that driver. So no. Wait a minute. Yeah. No dice on that. Try the other USB port. Try that. And no. Nothing. All right. I have another possibility. Hang on. Okay. Reading. And it's not saying no signal. It's just a blank screen. Okay, so I know. Maybe I wonder if I. Well, obviously there's no way to do a restart, but tell you what, I'm going to try one more possible option with the connection. And then, if that doesn't work, I'm going to try to get into the BIOS and see what's going on. Pause. Okay, so the other option that I thought might be an option is not an option at all. So, down to this. I mashed the button, turned it off, unplugged the power supply, waited for 30 seconds, plugged the power supply back in, mashed the button again. We've got our spinning 666 wheel. This time, if I get, so HDMI, the HDMI, red HDMI, this is HDMI. This here is HDMI output right here. The keyboard was lit up. Now the keyboard is just blinked out. And the mouse. Oh no, the mouse, okay, back on. Keyboard and mouse back on. It's thinking. Oh, back off. Keyboard and mouse back off again. Back on again. And what do we got? Blank screen. Isn't that something? Isn't that special? All right. I'm going to attempt to go into the BIOS. Mashing the button. There's no point in wiggling the HDMI port. I was just... If it was the HDMI port, I would be getting no signal. It's clearly not the HDMI port. And I have interrupted Windows updates before. Rudely interrupted them. Cut them off at the knees. And I've never gotten this before. And after a system reinstall? Well, you know, it's an old machine, right? Okay, so I'm going to mash the button. Rub it with a circular motion hitherto. How does that go? Oh, well, the fan is still spinning, but I've got no signal. I know this is so interesting, isn't it? And to think, I used to let this kind of shit bother me. Okay, fan's off. Oh, F2, F2. System password. Oh. Invalid password. Well, now I'm really fucked. Now I'm really proper fucked, aren't I? Because the system password that I entered into the BIOS yesterday is not working. Isn't that amazing? System disabled. Okay, well, I thought I had a computer, but apparently I don't. Good thing I didn't spend any money on it. Oh. See, I have like a handful of variations on my main password. Okay. Okay, so what do we got here? Look at boot. Booting by LAN disabled. Fast boot enabled. Let's try disabling that. Okay. Secure boot enabled. Safe boot. Well, let's try disabling that. OS mode selection. OS and disable secure boot. You want a Windows 7. What are the options here? UEFI OS, CSM, and UEFI OS. I don't know about any of that shit. Boot device priority. Only one option, Windows Boot Manager. Or disabled. That means I can't boot from USB? The fuck? Maybe I should just try it this way. Security. All right. Password on boot disabled. Advanced. Don't need to do that. All right. Let's give this a go. HDMI is working. Reboot and select proper boot device, or insert boot media and selected boot device and press a key. All right. Back into the BIOS again. All right. I'm not hiding it from you. Although AI can figure out exactly what I'm typing. They could figure that shit out even before we knew about AI. Anyway. It's just situational awareness, guys. That's all it is. All right, boot. What I changed? Let's change that back to enabled. So just fast boot is disabled. I lie when I say I don't know anything. Okay, I know how to get my way around a BIOS a little bit. And this means HDMI is working. Not lose sight of that. We've got our spinny 666 wheel. So if this doesn't work, then I guess I'm just going to restart, hit it space bar and go into safe mode and reinitiate, reinstall. Let that run all night. And then ignore all subsequent requests to update security patches. Because look at this shit, man. This is one thing I've never had happen. I've had other things happen. This is not one of them. Until now. Man, you know, see, if I let it get to me, if I let it get my dander up, then I produce loosh. I don't want to feed them. Right? I'm just going to try VGA one more time, just for the fuck of it. Ah, now VGA works. See, now complicating this is the fact that I do have a very strange relationship with all things digital. Phil, I wasn't kidding when I told you that. Okay, so maybe this can be chalked up to I've just got some kind of bizarre something to do with my electromagnetic field or something. Anyway, it's not the VGA cable. It's not the VGA cable. The VGA cable works. Isn't that interesting? But you saw the HDMI working. Now, if I go back and select HDMI, I'm not a betting man, but let's just say I wouldn't be at all surprised if I go back to HDMI input and HDMI is working, and then I come back to VGA input and it's not working anymore. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. And I haven't touched anything while this is happening. You see? So now I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity and see, I've got to enter. I had to enter during the install process. I had to enter a PIN. I had no choice in the matter. Why? Why? I never was forced to have a PIN. Was that a thing 11 years ago? And wow, this is really thinking, isn't it? And the screen's all fucked up. The resolution's all fucked up. Why? It wasn't this way last night. Anyway, it doesn't do any good to think about these things too much, right? But yeah, the resolution's all fucked up, and it's really slow. It's really sluggish. Give us a minute. We're updating phone link. Really? I don't know anything about that at all. Well, I got two displays here. Clearly, one of them is VGA and one of them is HDMI. Display resolution. I didn't make a change, fucker. Okay, I'm going to choose 1920 by 1080. Keep changes. Well, nothing changed. It's charming. Yeah, I changed to 1366 by 768. Nothing changed. You know, identify. 2, monitor 2. Okay, let's look at okay, 1024. I'm going to try this 1920. Okay, here we go. This would, oh, all right. Well, see, this is curious because keep changes, because I'm in VGA input, and now it's allowing me 1920 by 1080 resolution, which was not allowing me that resolution last night through VGA. I'm not saying everything's conspiracy. Some shit is just perfectly good reasons for it, and I don't know it. But this might be amusing to you to watch me, you know, balance my paranoia. Now, here's what I'm going to do. As long as this is going on for an age and a half, let me go into. Of course, this could just stop working at any second, but let me go into Device Manager, and it's called the. I gotta plug this thing back in. Not this thing, that thing. It's called the something logic. I thought the word would come back to me. It hasn't. Plug it in, and the, what's it called? The, oh, come on. It just keeps refreshing. Driver E. Okay, Universal Serial Bus Controllers. Tech, mass storage device. Monitors, got 2 monitors. Universal Serial Bus Controllers. That device is not showing up by name the way it did in my other machine. Yeah, it's charming. Oh, man. Realtek USB 2.0. Okay. USB 3.0 extensible host controller. What is that about? Details. Is that what this is? Resources. Memory range. Device is working properly, huh? Driver. Let's try this. Update driver. Browsing for drivers on my computer. Okay, next. This can't be it. I'm probably just driver E. Select to choose what happens. Configure storage settings. Driver E. See, driver E. What the fuck is driver E? Open folder to view files. Mac OS install. Windows install. Aha. Well. What have we here? Maybe this is the device I just plugged in here. Driver E. Fresco Logic. That's it. Fresco Logic. It's the Fresco Logic. I didn't have this appear The same box, same everything. But I had to go look for the driver on the internet. This actually has an installer on it. Preparing to install. See, okay, next, install. See, this is probably, at the end of the day, this is probably just my paranoia. But you guys are my friends. And I don't mind making an ass of myself with my paranoia. I think it's just, yeah, it gives me a little bit of character. Just understand that I'm not this way with my friends or with people in my life. Just with power institutions. Please attach your device to this computer at any time after the installation is finished. Okay, finish. You must restart your system for the configuration changes made to Fresco Logic USB display driver to take effect. Click yes to restart now. Yes, why not? Restarting. Spinny 666. So again, maybe you'll find time to watch this in installments. I think this is kind of entertaining to watch someone my level of paranoia navigate this kind of troubleshooting. What is it? Not a flowchart. What is it? Possibility branch? Possibility tree? What is it? But with a verifiable history of experiencing fuckery, objective fuckery. Like one time here in Korea, I went to jail. I was arrested for trying to be a superhero. And what I did was heroic. It really was. And it might, in its own way, have, if not altered, I don't want to be grandiose and say altered history, but it certainly made waves in the legal system. It made waves in law enforcement amongst the detectives who detained me and interrogated me for 3 days. And made every effort to cross T's and dot I's in such a way that I was released rather than sent to prison for a long time, because they believed in what I did and understood what I was all about, and they saw the truth in the message that I brought. And it had to do with music and wizards. This is supposed to be restarting. Off, on. And anyway, what I did, got the wizards all in a tizzy. And they had me arrested. And while I was in jail, my wife and a friend went to the U.S. Embassy to see if I could get some legal counsel. And they went there with my passport all my information, and the embassy simply refused to recognize my existence as a U.S. citizen. Not only refused legal counsel, not only refused assistance, they didn't say, well, this U.S. citizen has gotten himself in some hot water with the Korean authorities and there's nothing we can do. They simply refused to acknowledge my existence as an entity within the system. This is a fact. And this is why I have never been back. Although they did renew my passport by mail. Yeah, I don't mind doing that on the screen because I'm not so paranoid that I think someone's going to break into my house and like enter my PIN into my machine. I live in a gated community. So far, this is looking good. You know, this USB port might just sort everything out. Now that I know I have a VGA cable that works, doesn't explain all this sketchiness, you know. That could just chalk that up to the fact that I've had things like performing live on stage with a Boss DD20 digital delay pedal, and it goes haywire. And even though I've turned the regeneration all the way down, it keeps feeding back until it's howling and everybody is covering their ears and holding their heads, and I disconnect the power supply to the pedal. I disconnect the cable from the back of the pedal, and I wait for 10, 15, 20 seconds for the buffer to clear, and then I reconnect the power, and it's doing the same thing it did before. And I do that again, and I reconnect, and it's still, and so I have to quit the performance. I just have to pack up my shit and walk off the stage. That happened. Somebody caught it on video. That was many years ago, though. All right, so here we are, and I'm going to go back into Device Manager. Yeah, it's a little sluggish because this is a spinny disk, right? It's still. I'm gonna have to go into startup items and need to get kind of medieval on this thing. All right, USB video class device. That's it. Fresco Logic FL2000. It's the Fresco Logic FL2000 USB display adapter. So, in theory, I should be able to. What is the more reliable output? It's the VGA, assuming that I have a good cable. And the cable appears to work. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scratch my head for a second and wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take the HDMI out of the PC output and I'm going to stick it into the Fresco Logic output. And so now it's USB out to Fresco Logic FL2000, HDMI out from Fresco Logic to HDMI input in the monitor, and I'm going to go to HDMI 2 input. We'll see. HDMI 2. There we go. 1024 by 768 resolution. That's bucked. Let's see if I can rectify that. Display settings. I might as well just unplug VGA. Unplug VGA. Okay. No more VGA input. Display settings. Hello. Well, let me see. Close window. Right click. Close window. Right click. Close window. Let's try this one more time, shall we? I've disconnected the VGA cable from the monitor. There's no more VGA input. Therefore, and I'll just go ahead and yank the yank the VGA out of the back of the PC. And what do we got now? No signal. All right, are we back? Okay, we're back. All right. Okay. And now the mouse isn't working. Isn't that cute? All right. Are we? Okay. You just, all right, mouse is working again, okay. It's designed by Uncle Billy. What do you expect? What do you expect from a retarded wizard? Display settings, and nothing comes up. There's no, oh, okay. No signal? Oh, I see, okay. Do I just have to jiggle? Oh. All right, okay. All right. So, oh, mouse doesn't work again, so, you know. Isn't this fascinating? Look, Ma, no hands. Why is it so confused? Why is it so confused? Why is it confused about some USB ports? You know? I got the driver installed. The connection is the connection. Okay. And now Windows can't keep track of a keyboard and a mouse. And, you know, the designer of this wants mosquitoes to forcibly inject you with his biotechnology. And I'm crazy. just, what a world, eh? Mash the button. Smash that button. Okay. Off. Mash it again. It's booting up. Now there's the any buffers should have been cleared. The fact that this VGA cable was ever plugged in there should be erased from the imaginal digital realm. Maybe the fact that it was plugged in is somewhere in the Akashic records in the ether, but it should have nothing to do with what's going on right now. You saw me install the drivers. You saw it work. And yet I've got no signal. What do you do? What do you do? Oh, jiggle the HDMI cable. Wiggle it. Jiggle it. Nope. Wiggle, jiggle, wiggle, jiggle. Nope. Wow. Isn't that something? That's just something, isn't it? Input HDMI. Okay, well, PC, obviously, there's going to be no signal because no VGA cable. Although nothing would surprise me at this point. Okay, good. No signal. Okay, HDMI 2. That's what I've been using, HDMI 2. And, oh, okay, here we are. I guess every time I boot up Windows, I got to go through this rigmarole of cycling through the monitor inputs. Seems reasonable. Seems legit. Okay. All right. I guess I should be pausing the video, but surely I can think of something else to say to fill the uncomfortable silence. I got an alien contact story. Want to hear that one? I was never going to tell these stories. But why the hell not? I mean, at least this is looking like a normal resolution frame here now. So, mouse is working. Anything else you want to throw at me, Uncle Billy? Right click. And this is all on the USB, the Fresco Logic device. Display settings. Now, can I actually get a display settings window, please? Please and thank you. All right, here we go. And display. Okay, all right, we're on display. And display resolution, yes, we got 1920 by 1080. Keep changes, please. Excellent. All right. I don't know why the mouse wheel is spinning. Oh, spinny hard drive, right? That's the reason? Okay. And the reason I got to have this high resolution, of course, is this is meant to be a backup DAW machine, not to be used to stream, movies or anything like that. Okay, I clicked on Cakewalk. Third time clicking on a Cakewalk. And there we go. And so in Cakewalk, you need 1920 by 1080, or it's just completely claustrophobic. Basic project. So, yeah, if I'm going to do audio work in here, I'm going to have to get a. But then again, it's like we did this shit before SSDs. It's kind of like I used to drive around place. I used to find my way around before navigation. There. Right? There's an audio channel. Here's a MIDI channel. At low resolution, this is all just like this very little space to work with. So anyways, all right, so might as well bring this full circle now that I know my VGA cable works. Now that I actually got this unboxed item to work. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and remove this monitor and go back to the Samsung monitor that I successfully found the power supply to. Okay. I'm back. That's the screen that you were just looking at before. Okay. It's still going. That's still going. HDMI from the Fresco Logic FL2000. And now, there's the Samsung monitor. VGA from Fresco to FL2000 to VGA input on that monitor. And let's see here. So if anything, I'll just leave I'll leave that little monitor in my isolation booth in there. And here I have a backup. I can turn this into a mixing station, Just mixing. This is my classroom, but if I continue to have luck sourcing things from my scavenging protocols, I might just be able to turn this room into a a mixing room. You know? My bedroom studio, that's tracking. Tracking. That's for tracking. This is for mixing. Depends on how the i3 does. Depends on the performance that I get. Probably not going to work out that way. Let's face it. But it's an interesting idea. You know? I could probably figure out a way to do some sound treatment in here. And bring my little Kurzweil monitors in here. I could figure something out, I think. Anyway, display settings. Whoops. Oh, all right. Go away. Display settings. And well, they're mirrored, you know. I don't see any way to extend. I don't know why it's not giving me the option to extend. That's weird. Multiple displays. Detect. 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 It's not detecting. Not detecting. When I had this one monitor plugged in 2 different ways, it was detecting this thing twice as 2 different displays, but it won't detect this one even once. Is it too old? Is that the reason? Multiple displays. Night light off, night light on. Yeah, I don't know. That takes the fun out of having 2 screens in front of you. Not being able to extend one. Advanced display settings. Display 1. Only 1. Ah, well. Have to figure. That's enough for tonight, isn't it? Okay, what a journey. Well, I'll tell you about the alien abduction story another time. It's a doozy. Here's to persistence. It does pay off, doesn't it? For the most part. Okay, I'm going to... an hour and 23 minutes. Isn't that hilarious? Like anything I have to say or show is important enough to take the place of a Hollywood film. It's crazy. It's absurd. Isn't it? Ah, might as well. I got Brave browser. It's the first thing I did. You know, system install, and it fires up Microsoft Edge. Hey, Microsoft Edge, at your service. We've got AI now. Thank you very much. Where can I find Brave browser download and install? Okay, so while we're waiting for Brave browser to fire up, this doesn't bode well for audio work. It really shouldn't be this slow. Really should not be this slow, even with a spinny hard drive. It shouldn't be this fucking slow, should it? Should it really? Wasn't last night, I'll tell you that. It was a lot faster than this. A lot. As in, like, instantaneous. Not anymore. Okay. Brave. Can I use WD-40? That's what it's called, right? WD-40 to remove adhesive residue, adhesive sticker residue from computer monitor glass. And my AI assistant says, yes, you can use WD-40 to remove adhesive sticker residue from computer monitor glass. Brave browser AI assistant. You still got to do due diligence, but it's a stand-up AI, I'm telling you. That's just a straight up, just the way I like my, you know? Gently spray on the affected area and wait for 5 to 7 minutes. Well, that's good to know. To allow the product to loosen the residue. After the waiting period, use a slightly damp clean cloth to gently rub the surface and remove the residue. With a circular motion hitherto unknown to Nanook Dono. What's the name of that song? Don't Eat the Yellow Snow? Is that the title of that song? If the residue persists, you can repeat the process. It's oddly comforting, that, isn't it? That answer? So straightforward, sensible, non-judgmental. I'm like, yeah, retard. No, just the facts. Okay, so anyways, this went on about 10 times longer than I planned, but I hope that maybe I made it worth your while to watch, maybe in installments. As long as we're friends, we might as well get to know each other a little better. Maybe you decide you don't want to know me anymore. That's okay. I'm a big boy. But yeah, that's enough. Okay, guys. God bless and keep you. Be well. Shit's about to get ugly. Better be getting your houses in order on all levels. That's all I can say. Love yous. Over and out.